My name is Stella Hernandez, and I am the Associate Chair for the Spatial Experience Design program here at Art Center. And I'm sitting today here with Candice, our graduating student. So we're very happy celebrating the end of the journey at Art Center. And I would like to ask Candace today a little bit about her graduating project that she just finished. So I'm curious to hear what is the title of your work, of your project, and if you can describe briefly what is the project about.
Okay. Hi, I'm Candice. So I am graduating this term, and my degree project is a hotel in the Arctic. It's named Hotel Inuk. So it's basically taking inspiration from the indigenous culture, and then also referring to the landscape in the Arctic, and then taking this element and celebrate its specialness, and then trying to create a space and the whole experience for hospitality.
I'm curious to hear what drew you into this project.
So I think there's something cool about the Arctic that it has a polar night and then it has like a midnight sun. So I do want to have a project that celebrate this special climate and then the landscape and then how can a space echo to where the site is. So that's why I chooses the location, and then also because Indigenous culture are just so rich, and then I know people been trying to like celebrate them, and then trying to preserve their culture, and then to kind of like have more people connect to them. So I also wanted to dive deep into looking at their element, their craftsmanship, and then how that could also help forming experience, and then celebrating like the resilience of like the culture, how they're surviving in the Arctic. So it just these ideas are so inspiring to me. Yeah, that I wanted to have a spatial way to that.
That is so interesting. I wanna ask you, were you involved before with the site or with the culture, or was this like completely new to you?
I actually have not. This is completely new to me. And then, interestingly, I actually grew up in the South. I didn't actually even see snow before I started to do this project. And then, so after the first term, I like did it, and then I realized I don't have enough understanding of like how cold the place is until I actually feel this. So I actually took a trip to like the coldest part of my country and then spend a holiday there just to like feel like the weather and then
Feel the cold.
yeah, exactly, feel the cold and then know what I'm designing for, like know what I have to design against.
When somebody takes a look at your portfolio and looks at this amazing project, what is the message that you want to communicate as a designer? What would you like them to know about you through this work?
I think I wanted to express that I am willing to try to combine cultures, and then I do enjoy taking cultural elements and then kind of like India's textile and then their craftsmanship and then how their living environment could actually became experience through material lighting and form languages. And then I just like the ideas of taking elements and then translating them into form languages. Just the process to me is fun. And then I do hope that is something I could be doing more in the future.
We are hearing a lot about all the research that you did. What happened next? What were the main steps that took you from all the way from research to the complete resolution of your project?
Most crucial were like the biggest key for our department is storytelling and then doing a spatial narrative. And then, so from all the research we did on our first stage, we have to actually take it and then think of the audience we're talking into. And then I'm trying to have myself imagine, okay, what would the people in such culture and environment actually live like 100 years ago, and then what do they experience, what kind of like emotion they are having, and then what activity they are having, And then how could that be translated to what people are doing nowadays? Like, how could I make my space actually create an experience that you feel the same emotion they experienced like 100 years ago? So I think that is the process that helps me drive my design the most. And then I will try to have my form and the materials and lighting to support that ideas.
What was the most challenging part of that process?
Most challenging part of the process is actually whether if the message get delivered.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was staring at the project for so long, and then I personally think that I did tell the story, but then we came to a midterm or final, and then we find out, oh, I'm probably not expressing that enough yet, or the message wasn't delivered. So I think, yeah, that might be one of the biggest challenge.
Now that you talk about reviews, was there any specific feedback that you got that was very important to maybe turn in direction or resolve your project? Was there something that you remember that was very specific?
Oh yeah, like for I think sometimes the biggest comment I get is my space is gonna be freezing. It's gonna be so cold. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I've never been to like that cold part of the work, and then I had no idea how that's gonna be like. So I think I just also wake up call for me as sometimes the research is goes beyond just what I saw from the internet and just research on the paper. It sometimes you just have to go there. That's why it's important to have site visit, I think. But I can't really go to the Arctic, so I just go to the coldest part I can, and then I don't actually feel it or like see the challenge until I was experiencing it. Yeah, so I think that was the biggest turnaround point for me.
Well, it shows a lot of discipline and dedication that you chose a topic that you were not familiar at all.
No.
And you went all the way through and, made a beautiful project.
Thank you.
And everything is beautiful in your project. It has a really good resolution. But I want to ask you, what are the favorite moments for you on your own project?
Okay. I think one of my favorite is my guest lounge. So I have this space where each guest room gather together and then cluster into a small group, and then the negative space form a guest lounge like within this group, and then I have gaps in between every guest room to allow sunlight to come in. And then because of the special climates in the Arctic, we have like sun above the horizon for 23 hours in the polar map. Like, yeah. And then, so we have like the sunlight coming in, and then you can see the sun path, and then casting light and shadows. And I think that is the space that really echoes to the side and then to the climate. So I like that one very much. And then also my lobby, I took a few weeks to design like a very iconic staircase to hopefully kind of recall people of like the whale bones that kind of scatter along the tundra. And then it kind of just gives the impression of like this is the hotel that you're not gonna find it anywhere else. And then using that iconic design element to tie up the space and then leading people's vision upward. So I think that part is the most interesting to me. Mhm.
I'm glad you persevere on that. I remember talking about midterm. I remember a lot of conversations about the bones
Yeah.
staircase. So I want to move away from your project now and talk a little bit more about your experience at Art Center and specifically at the Spatial Experience Design Program. Did, do you remember why did you choose this
Yes, I did. So
program?
I never heard about like this program in high school or before I applied. It's funny, I actually came visit our center with my friend, and then I did meet David for the first time. He's the first person in our department that I see. And then he introduced me to this amazing program about how people are designing space from the inside out, and then how we're doing narrative design. I was like, it just sounds so interesting to me. And then it has so many aspects that we could develop from and then to approach to when we're designing space. So it just gets, yeah, I just get very interested in it and then just, yeah, come to this program.
And now, after all these years in the program, how do you think the vision that this program has influenced you as a designer?
I think well, to be fair, I'm probably not really a designer before this program, but I do think that I really appreciate like the narrative approach in this program. It gets very, it connects us in a very personal way to our audience, and then I think is what keeps me exciting the entire time, and then just thinking how like what I feel could uh pass to other people in a way. And then I think that's important to keep myself inspired and then like keep myself energetic. And then also it's just the communicating skill that person here try to like teach us. And for all the presentation and then for all the conversation we have like with the instructors and the sponsor people like for in our sponsor program, I joke with my friend about this. It's like we're less of an artist but more of like a salesperson. Like we have to make sure our like design actually deliver through and then people are actually receiving it instead of us just like talking to ourselves. So I think that is something quite special, and then I didn't expect I was gonna take that before I entered the program, but I really appreciate that part.
Well, you have done great because it's very your presentations are very convincing, and we can see always the passion that you have put in your into your projects. So it is very special. So as you graduate, what's next? What's the immediate future?
Looking for jobs. And then also I'm just hoping to try more things as I go if I were given the chance, hopefully, to kind of explore and like see different kind of design, and then always keep open mind, keep developing.
Yeah, it's never ending.
Yes, definitely.
Any words of advice for people who are following you, who are maybe considering to join our program? What would you say today?
Yeah, I think if I'm humbly giving my advice, like personally, I feel like the biggest feeling I had is to not be scared of like doing things different from other people. Like don't freak out if you're taking if your class schedule doesn't look like anyone else's, and then just try to take a class that you like any modeling class or like any topic studio that's probably not like even hardly in your department. I think those are the classes, like especially sponsor classes, like are the moments or like a very crucial thing that I learn the most from, and then also opens up to more opportunities. So like those things might freak you out a little, but then I also are the thing that kind of drive you different from the others. So I would hope myself like I hope I would have taken more of that. Like, but then if I could give my humble opinion, I think that will be something I encourage people to do more. Yeah.
That's a great advice. So thank you, Candace,
Thank you.
for doing this, and we wish you the best. Well, thank you so much for this conversation, Candace. And if anybody is curious about your work, where can they find you?
So I have my contact information available on LinkedIn, and then also I have my work on our center's graduated website, and I also have Instagram accounts with all my works available, and then all these three places have a link to my portfolio available as well. Thank you so much for having me, Stella. It's really been a pleasure working with all of you guys. I really appreciate the journey. And then I hope to come back and see you guys again.
Please come back.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace.